How shoebill storks build their unstable nests. The shoebill stork truly looks like a creature that's wandered straight out of the past. Its massive head, powerful bill, and overall posture give it undeniably prehistoric air, earning it nicknames like shoebill due to its enormous shoe-shaped beak. These magnificent birds are almost exclusively found in the freshwater swamps and marshes of East Africa, primarily in countries like Uganda, Sudan, and Zambia. Their habitat is often dense and difficult to navigate, which has contributed to their relative obscurity. They're notoriously elusive. Beyond their striking appearance, shoebills exhibit a fascinating and somewhat unusual nesting behavior that sets them apart from many other bird species. Most birds are meticulous architects when it comes to nest building, carefully crafting sturdy structures designed to protect their eggs and chicks from predators and the elements. Shoebills, however, take a remarkably different approach. Their nests aren't elaborate constructions. They're often little more than simple platforms, essentially piles of vegetation like reeds or papyrus. They use whatever is readily available, sometimes just a few scattered branches or clumps of floating debris. It's quite astonishing to see such a large and imposing bird create something so seemingly fragile. This minimalist approach likely reflects their habitat. The swamps they inhabit are often prone to flooding, making robust nests impractical. A quick, easily dismantled structure allows them to abandon the nest if water levels rise unexpectedly. Unlike many bird species that meticulously construct elaborate nests, think woven cups of twigs and mud, or carefully lined platforms, shoebill storks take a remarkably minimalist approach. Their nests are often just simple mounds of vegetation, frequently reeds and grasses piled together. They're surprisingly small too, sometimes barely bigger than the storks themselves. This is quite striking when you consider the size of these magnificent birds. It's a stark contrast to many other bird nests, showcasing their unique adaptation and perhaps reflecting the ease which they find suitable platforms in the dense marshy environments they inhabit. The nests you're seeing appear quite exposed, don't they? This isn't accidental. It's a consequence of the shoebill's unique nesting strategy and the environment they inhabit. Shoebill chicks face a surprisingly high mortality rate during their early weeks, and a significant portion stems from falls out of these seemingly fragile nests. These platforms are often built on floating vegetation in swamps, which can be unstable and prone to shifting with water levels or strong winds. The chicks, initially unable to grip the nest structure effectively, frequently tumble out while exploring or simply moving around. It's a harsh reality of their early development, highlighting just how vulnerable they are at this stage. It's easy to look at a shoebill stork standing motionless for extended periods and wonder why it doesn't simply move more often to find food. That seemingly awkward posture, that deliberate stillness, isn't about inactivity or any kind of deficiency. It's actually a brilliant survival strategy. The vast, open wetlands where they live are also hunting grounds for large predators like crocodiles and monitor lizards. Remaining perfectly still helps them blend into the reeds and grasses, effectively disappearing from view. This camouflage minimizes their chances of becoming a meal themselves, making that slow, deliberate approach to potential prey far more effective than constantly moving would be. Shoebills are incredibly selective about where they build their nests, and it's not just about finding a nice, stable platform. A large, prominent nest, the kind you might imagine for such a majestic bird, would actually be a liability. Think of it, something so tall and robust would draw unwanted attention from predators. Animals like monitor lizards, known for their climbing abilities, or even snakes could easily access eggs and chicks nestled within. Therefore, shoeables typically choose low-lying platforms, often just slightly above the water's surface, keeping their nests as inconspicuous as possible to protect their vulnerable young. Life for shoebill chicks is incredibly precarious. The nests are often built on floating vegetation in shallow water, making them inherently unstable. This constant shifting and potential to tip over means the chicks don't have a moment to relax. They need to develop robust survival skills very quickly, specifically strong legs and an exceptional grip. Imagine trying to stand firm while your entire platform is bobbing around. It's a real challenge. These early adaptations are absolutely vital if they want to avoid being swept away into dangers of the swamp, ensuring their chances of reaching adulthood. Parent shoebills demonstrate an incredible level of care beyond simply building a nest and providing food. Their nests are often constructed on floating vegetation, making them inherently unstable. To prepare their chicks for survival in this precarious environment, parents actively nudge them closer to the edge. This isn't accidental, it's deliberate training. By forcing the young birds to constantly adjust their balance and grip, they develop crucial motor skills vital for navigating their wetland habitat later in life. It's a surprisingly active form of parenting, teaching chicks how to stay secure on shifting platforms from a very early age. These nests are incredibly vulnerable, often just simple platforms of vegetation built on floating islands or tangled roots in marshes. Given this precarious placement, you might imagine they'd be easy targets for predators and even the elements. However, both male and female shoebills take their parental duties very seriously. They actively defend their nest with remarkable tenacity. This isn't just a casual standoff, it involves wing flapping, hissing vocalizations, and even charging displays aimed at anything that gets too close, whether it's a curious monkey or an opportunistic raptor. It's quite the spectacle to witness. Shoebill storks present a truly remarkable nesting stratagem that's deeply intertwined with survival in their harsh East African habitat. They often build their nests on floating platforms of vegetation amidst marshes and swamps. This isn't necessarily ideal for chick safety. These floating nests can easily be dislodged by strong winds or flooding events, potentially leading to chicks falling into the water. However, this precarious placement offers a significant advantage. It makes it incredibly difficult for ground-based predators like monitor lizards or snakes to access the nest. The risk of losing a nest to flood is balanced against the near impossibility of a terrestrial predator reaching it. It's a fascinating example of how evolution shapes behavior in response to environmental pressures, revealing a delicate balance between vulnerability and protection.